Howdy-ho!
Hey perverts, welcome back to another edition of Tommy Likes It. I'm your host, Tommy Purr, and this is the toy show where I talk about toys that interest me and toys that I hope interest you. Okay guys, I'm so happy to have this figure. I didn't think we were going to get any of these in stock at Robe Toys, but we did. We got the Super7 Splinter. We didn't just get the Super7 Splinter, we got the entire Series 1. Raphael, the Foot Soldier, Baxter Stockman, who will be in a separate review. Tommy Likes It. And Splinter was one I wanted so much. You take it out of the brown box that you just saw, and you got this box. It's so nice. And this is not just printed on, this is kind of raised. This is a nice box. It's kind of raised, you can feel the texture. Slide the box off. Oh my gosh, it is so badass. Look at this. Oh my gosh, now I know why certain people are mint-on card collectors, because this box is beautiful. It's so good. The green pops so well, the detail on the bricks. They even have their own bios, not a generic one that's like on the back of the NECA turtles. No, each one gets their own bio. So I'll let you look at the box while I read. Splinter, the good guy leader. Splinter, a mutant rat, is the philosophical and martial arts teacher, the sensei, to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He's a master ninjutsu and has taught the turtles the secrets of the ninja, the Bushido Code, and the warrior's way. He's so cool. I love Splinter. And I'm going to share a little story with you. I like Splinter so much that I took a butt whooping for my mom to get him. I was about 4 or 5 years old, and I was grounded. I was in trouble for something. I'm always in trouble for something. And my dad took me, I think, to like a Walmart or Kmart or somewhere. It looked like a warehouse. So it was before like Walmart and everyone got like super big. And I found a Splinter. I didn't have a Splinter. And my dad was like, "Oh, are you sure? Are you sure? I thought you were grounded." And I'm like, "No, it's okay. Mom won't care." And I came home with Splinter. And my mom told me. Now, bear in mind, I was not hit a lot as a child. There are times that I should have been hit, okay?
People have
with this mouth. But my mom did not like spanking. My mom did not like hitting. My mom did not like any of that. She told me, she goes, "You want Splinter? Then you have to get 3 butt whoopings with the wooden spoon that she used to use for spaghetti." My mom's Italian and Puerto Rican. So it was 3 swats on the butt, bare butt, mind you, with the wooden spoon. It's horrible. And, or my dad would take the figure back. And without missing a beat, I'm like, "I'll take the whooping."
Why? Christina, get out of that bed. Get out of that bed.
And I took that whooping, and they tortured me. They didn't make it fast. They made me work for this figure. So Splinter holds a special place in my heart. And with that in mind, let's carefully open the box, because you mint-on card collectors, I'm kind of seeing where you're coming from now. I'm going to keep the box because it's so amazing. And I'm going to gently open this, and we're going to take a really close look at Splinter and all his amazing accessories. And here we are with the Super7 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splinter out of the box and onto the set of Tommy Likes It with co-host Miss April O'Neil. And as you can see right here in all his glory, with all the accessories unpacked from the box, there is a lot to look at here. I have set up everything around the set, and let's just jump right into it because this is a very, very amazing figure. I am a huge Splinter fan, and this design is definitely based off of the original Playmates Splinter release from the 80s, and this is the Splinter I grew up with. Now, not to knock NECA at all, I am completely uninterested in the animated series 2-pack that they're going to come out with that has Splinter, because I just don't care for it, actually.
I was rooting for you! We were all rooting for you! How dare you!
This is the Splinter I grew up with. This is the Splinter that I know and love, and he is just so cool. The texture on the figure is amazing. The shading, the paint, everything is super, super intricate, detailed, well applied, stellar.
Talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular, never the same, totally unique, completely not ever been done before.
This figure for me right out the gate is a 10 out of 10. And it's got really good articulation as well. The shoulders, the arms can go out just about that far. So you don't really need Splinter's arms to go out that wide, so it's not that big of a loss. But the arms do go all the way around, obviously, and then you have the single joint elbow here. As you can see here, you don't see any pins or pegs. The wrist swivel is right there as well. You can bend it in very, very far, but you can't really bend it out a whole lot. And it's probably for the best, too. You don't want to snap it off. Hands go all the way around. And then you have the articulation of the legs, where you can see him, put him in the seated position. And you can spread the legs pretty far. So he can do like a jumping pose or a squatting pose. His legs are single jointed. There you go, right there. It doesn't really have any resistance when you try to bend his leg, which is really good. It's not too stiff, so you won't have to heat up this figure at all to get the joints to work. He has the ankle pivot, the ankle swivel, no toe hinge, which is what I expected for this figure, but that's for the best. My experience with toe hinges is that it usually doesn't make the figure very easy to stand. It's not very secure when they're standing either. The head can't... Oh, it can look up. Okay, I didn't think it was going to be able to. Head can look up that far. Head can look up down about that far. I don't want to do it anymore. Head could go all the way around. Yeah, can go all the way around, but you gotta have him looking all the way up in order to do that. And there's no ab crunch, but there is a waist articulation, so he could go all the way around. And with the tail, tail goes up and down, tail goes around, and then there's articulation at the halfway point where the fur ends and the under part of the tail, under part, exoskeleton, whatever you want to call it, the exposed, there we go. The exposed part of the tail has a joint right where the fur ends. So that's pretty nice. So if you're having trouble standing your figure, you can actually use a tail to your advantage. He comes with a total of 4 different sets of hands. He has his open hands right here, or his grabby hands, as I call them, not his open hands. And then he has these claw-like hands, which is really cool. So you can use that for martial arts poses, or have him getting ready to claw someone's eyes out. He has fists that are closed, so he can punch someone. And then he has, of course, these open martial arts looking hands. So that is really cool because you can mix and match all of these and make some really cool dynamic poses in photos. And that's a lot of set of hands, I gotta tell you. And you know what? Rightfully so, because this figure retails at about $60, 60 to 100, depending on where you can find him at. Accessory-wise, Splinter comes loaded with accessories. He has his bow, which does have a working, oh my gosh, what is the name of this? It's escaping my mind, but it does have a working string, which is great. Oh, quiver, right? It's a quiver. So the bow is really nice, very nicely painted. The gray here with the little metallic spots right there. He has 3 loose arrows, and they're all painted the same, and they're pretty much identical. And there you go, you got the nice metallic silver. Let's go ahead and focus on that for just a second. You have the metallic silver on the arrows right there. Oh, geez, this camera's horrible today. Come on, focus, focus. There, oh, that's the best I'm gonna get it right now. But there you go, nice metallic finish. And you go all the way there with the little feathers on the arrow. And then he comes with 2 silver ninja stars. And these are nice and sharp too. So you can really cut yourself with these. He comes with his cane, his signature cane, which, when you pull it, there you go, a knife. And this is surprisingly sharp too, so be very careful, collectors. You could really do some damage there. So there you go. There's his cane, and also if you wanted something a little bit more cane-like, there you go. He's got a second cane, which I really love. I love all the little cuts in it. I think it looks really cool as a weathered piece of wood that he uses to walk around and look all wise and stuff. And then what else does he come with? Well, he comes with the unpainted weapons rack, which has all of the original weapons. So all of the weapons I just showed you were weapons that came with the original Splinter. And they made them, they made the modern ones loose, and then they painted them and added extra details. And then they included an extra rack. And this is just as they appeared in the original packaging with the first Splinter figure. They came on these, they came attached on these little pegs on this weapons rack. And you know, it's funny, I did not know until I bought this figure that this is a weapons rack. I just thought that this was like, you know, a rectangle, and you just pop the weapons off and then you throw out the rectangle, right? No, it is an actual rack that's freestanding, and you can put all of your weapons on the pegs and have them holding up. And I think that is amazing, and I'm so upset that I didn't know that when I was a kid, because I was all about displaying my figures as a child, and that would have completely opened up so many avenues for me and would have completely changed the game. And I'm disappointed that I didn't know that, but live and learn and then get loves. But the only problem with this weapons rack is that the stars right here are extended just a little bit further than the actual base of the rack, so I can't stand the rack on its own. I am thinking of removing the stars and then just putting them on the pegs. That way I can stand the rack for photos and displays. I mean, it's not going to hurt anything, right? So there you go. That weapons rack, super dope. All of the Super7 TMNT figures are going to have the old school vintage weapons rack homage. He also comes with other items that are not weapons and that are not body parts. And this is where things get really cool. As you may have noticed, April always has her trusty mug for the Tommy Likes It set. Well, this isn't her mug, this is Splinter's mug, but I love it. This is probably my favorite accessory. It's a nice little light blue ceramic mug, and it's got this cool acrylic translucent steam effect, which I absolutely love. I just think it looks so cool. And that's definitely my favorite accessory with Splinter. He also comes with a baby turtle. And he's kind of appeared on the set a couple of times as a decoration. But yep, he comes with that. And then he comes with this robe. Now, there are some collectors out there who don't like soft goods with their figures. Sometimes it can damage the figure by adding some paint residue. It can discolor the figure. It happens a lot with wrestling figures, I've noticed. And it's happened with a She-Hulk figure that I have from Comic-Con from Marvel Legends. It's a black suit that you put over her Fantastic Four uniform, and it's dyed some of her skin black. And it's not fun. I hate it. It happens with the Living Dead dolls as well. It's just atrocious. So, for you collectors out there who don't like soft goods on your figures, you have an alternative. You can use this pliable vinyl robe and switch it out with the cloth one. And I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now so you can see what it looks like. But before I do that, real quick, what I'm going to do is just show you more details of the robe. So it's got really nice stitching. It's very nice fabric. It doesn't feel cheap at all. Great coloring, great stitching around the armholes, around the collar, all the way down along the sides. The belt is really nice. It's actual metal, and the buckle is actual metal, and the belt actually fits in there very easily, very nicely. So there you go. So let's go ahead and pop off this robe and pop on the alternative one so you can take a look and see the difference. And I figured I would just show you guys this real quick for those who are interested in knowing what Splinter looks like without the robe. There you go. Details still extend throughout the entire body, which is really, really nice. You got the nice... I didn't point this out earlier, which I should have. That's my fault. Sorry about that. I love the gray shading here, you know, because Splinter is old and wise, and he's the father figure for the turtles. And you have that extended through the chest area, which is really cool. And so the waist articulation, as I called it, is actually the abdomen. So the waist would kind of be right down here. But yeah, the abdomen, there's no ab crunch, but there is an ab swivel. So I just wanted to show that to you guys before I pop that robe on. And also what I noticed is you don't have to undo the buckle on the belt to get the robe off. It's actually quite stretchy. And it's also just there for decoration too. You could undo this, but it's kind of like tethered together. And so I just fixed it, put it back. It's really stretchy, so you can just slip it off of Splinter and then get the robe off. So I just wanted to show you that real quick. And, oops, sorry, moved the camera. I just wanted to show you that real quick before I went ahead and put the vinyl robe on his body. And here is Splinter in the vinyl robe. And I am going to be completely honest with you, I was prepared to hate this. I like soft goods on my figures. I really dig the soft goods robe for Splinter, just like the original figure had. But this is not bad at all. This is actually really nice. So for you collectors out there who don't like soft goods, this alternative really, really works. It also took me about 5 seconds to put it on. I really, really hate taking off soft goods or articles of clothing, and the wrestling figures are notorious for having complicated vinyl clothing that is hard to put back on or take off. So that's what I was completely prepared for. Surprisingly, and pleasantly surprisingly, it was easy to put on, and it looks really nice. So this definitely looks like the old school Ninja Turtle belt, which I love. It pegs right in there with no problem whatsoever, and you got really good lines and detail and shading all throughout. So very, very happy with that. It looks really good. I personally will be keeping the soft goods robe on Splinter, but this is a nice alternative in case something happens and I tear the robe or it breaks or my cats get a hold of it or something happens. There you go. The only problem I do foresee is if you're trying to pose Splinter, as you can see right there, it does come undone very easily. So just be mindful of that. If you're looking to dynamically pose him, the best bet is to go with the soft goods robe, honestly. If you're looking to just kind of stand him stationary like this, stand him upright, then this will work just fine. And that brings us to the end of looking at Splinter. This figure is amazing. It's one of my favorites. I can't say enough about this figure, and I don't think I could improve upon it with any suggestions whatsoever. It's great, 10 out of 10. Tommy doesn't like it. Tommy loves it. This is definitely a winner in my book, and if you are a Ninja Turtle fan, definitely get into the Super7 series. They pay wonderful homage to the original Playmates line, and they really stay true to the essence of the characters, and I'm in love. I absolutely love this. And we have Splinter, and we have the other 3 characters in the first series on the RogueToys.com website. So there's Baxter Stockman, who we will also review later on. there's Raphael, and then there's the Foot Soldier. And all 4 of them are available at robetoys.com, and they all are over $50, which is good for you guys because orders over $50 get free shipping. So definitely check that out. So I'm going to take some photos real quick of Splinter in action and show you what he looks like with his alternate hands, as well as all of his weapons in action. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know I can't wait to add this guy to my shelf and to my display, and I honestly cannot wait for the rest of the Super7 series, especially that bomb April O'Neil that's coming out in the spring. And that concludes another edition of Tommy Likes It. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode as much as I enjoyed making it. Be sure to hit subscribe below to get all the latest updates on the YouTube channel. Make sure you leave a like and a comment and share with other toy collectors out there or anyone who may be interested in the merchandise reviewed here today. Head on over to Facebook if you have time and like the Robe Toys Facebook page. Every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Steve and Crystal host a live Facebook claim show where you can get amazing discounts on merchandise spanning all 5 of our locations, 3 in Las Vegas, Nevada, 1 in Portland, Oregon, and 1 in Salt Lake City, Utah. If you miss out on the live Facebook claim show every Tuesday, don't worry, head on over to robetoys.com to see the latest merchandise from our trade-ins, as well as the latest merchandise being shipped to us every single day. And unfortunately, that's all the time that I have for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for showing your support as per usual. And just remember, I'm Tommy Purr, and I'm telling you, when you're out and about in the world, please stay safe, and more importantly, stay catty.